Welcome to course Oracle 10G 11G Introduction to SQL. My name is John Mullins and I'll be your instructor for this course. In this course, here's some of the items we'll be talking about. Okay, we're going to be writing SQL statements as far as the select statement goes. We'll be writing those select statements against both single tables and multiple tables. So we'll be talking about joins, and that'll be a very important topic in the modules that follow in this course here. All right, we'll also at the very end then also take advantage of not just reading data but also changing data. So we'll be manipulating data and we'll be seeing different ways that we're able to do that. Now, as far as the objectives of the course, some things that you'll be learning and be able to take away from this course. When you're done with it, you'll be able to actually read data from a database using a basic select statement, but also much more than just a basic statement as well. In other words, you'll be able to access data not only from one table, but from multiple tables also. So we'll be talking about those joins that'll be very important along the way. You'll also be able to change data, so we'll have to be a little bit careful there when we talk about changing data, because we're not just reading at that point, and so we have to take special care in case we make some mistakes along the way there, that we're able to back those changes out if necessary. All right, and then we'll be talking about different types of functions that you'll be able to use. So once you get done with the course, you'll be able to see what row functions are useful and how to use those, and what group functions you might find useful in writing some of your reports as well. Now, as far as prerequisites for this course, it's simple. There aren't any. All right, so you're in the right place. We're here to learn about Oracle SQL, and we'll learn how to read data and how to change data. Now, as far as the topics go, here's what we're looking at. Okay, so we're going to start off with a very basic select statement. We want to be able to read the data. We'll see what options are available with the select statement, what order those options have to be coded in or written in, and we'll go from there. We don't always want to read all the data, so we're going to restrict or limit the data that we actually see. So we're going to talk about adding a where clause to your select statement so we can restrict the data based on some criteria we have, like only show me those people in Department 10, for example. We'll see how to sort data. All right, so by default, Oracle's data is not sorted in any particular order. So if you want to see a list of employees and their salaries in descending order, you're going to have to code for that. And you'll do that through something called an order by clause, which has to be your last clause of your select statement. Joins, as we've mentioned already in this particular module, will be very important. So we'll go into details of talking about the different types of joins: inner joins, outer joins, non-standard joins, doing standard joins, and helping you decide which way you want to go after your data from multiple tables. Sometimes we want to retrieve data from more than one table, and that's what we're talking about here when we talk about a join. That means getting data from more than one table, but only producing one result set. Okay, there'll be a series of different types of functions that you're going to be able to take advantage of. Oracle has written dozens of functions that we can use in our code. And there's some different types of functions. We have character functions, there's numeric functions, there's conversion functions, there's date and time functions. Sometimes people will say there's miscellaneous functions that kind of group together some of those that don't fall in any particular category. Those functions we can use in any number of different places. We can use them in our select statements, our where clauses, in our inserts, our updates, our deletes. They have lots of different places that they can be used in. Now, similar to the row functions, we're going to talk about group functions and see how to use those as well. A group function is similar to a row function. It performs some activity, whether it be counting things or summing things or taking the average of things. And then sometimes it's used with the group by clause. And in this course, we'll see when is it required, when is it mandatory for us to use the group by clause. So we'll see when to actually add that. So that'll be another clause we add to our select statement. In addition to that group by clause, we'll also add or look at adding a having clause to help restrict the outcome of some of those group functions. And then we're going to look at changing data. So insert, update, delete, those types of commands. We'll see some other commands that are related to that, like truncate and merge. And then since we're changing data, it's going to be very important that we talk about controlling the transaction. That means either committing it to make the changes permanent, or doing an undo or rollback to undo any changes that we have made that we haven't already committed. That'll be important if we've made a mistake and we deleted the wrong records or updated the wrong records. We might still have the opportunity to do a rollback. So we'll talk about when we can do the rollback, when we can do the commit. Now, at any point in time throughout the course, there'll be opportunities for you to download lab exercises. You can click on the paperclip and get a link to those and participate in those. There'll be setup instructions to let you know in your environment how to set up for those labs and what you need as far as the different requirements go. Also, at any point in time throughout the course, you'll see these question comment boxes that'll pop up. Feel free to put in a question or comment for the instructor. The instructor will get back to you with an answer as soon as possible and get you all your answers and questions back to you. So at this point in time, you're ready to get started with Oracle 10G, 11G Introduction to SQL. So let's get started.